All right, welcome back to my channel. Today, something a little different. I kind of stumbled upon this. This is a soda maker made by SodaStream. This is the Terra model. This is like one of their baseline entry-level soda makers. These have been around for, I don't know, over 10 years probably, if not a little longer. This makes basically your seltzer water, soda water, sparkling water, whatever you want to call it. The unit itself, you get your machine, you get a CO2 canister here, you get the bottle, and this kit came with a Pepsi syrup, basically is what it is. You can make your own Pepsi. They have Mountain Dew, they have Squirt, they got, all kinds of different kind of syrups to make your own, soda drink at home. Will it save you any money? Not really by buying these, but it's nice you can make it at home if you drink that stuff. I don't drink it at all. The only benefit that I see by making your own, like for instance this Pepsi here, one serving of this stuff is basically, if you unscrew this, the cap itself pulls out and you fill the cap up to the line for, I forgot what it is, 12 ounces, that's what it is. 12 ounces of your soda here, sparkling water, mix it in there, and you have your own Pepsi. Like I said, the only benefit is this has less sugar than if you were to buy the Pepsi, because I know like a Pepsi can of soda has got like 30 something grams of sugar, where this only has 12. So less sugar. So I personally still don't drink them, but if you're into that, that's the only benefit that I can see, less sugar. I went and purchased the extra bottles here for this machine. These are the same material as your standard Pepsi or soda bottles, but they're a lot thicker. You can't crush these in your hand. These are really tough, very, very tough. So like I said, you get your machine, you get a bottle, and you get your CO2 canister, and some of them come with a syrup of your choice. And again, I bought the extra bottles. Very inexpensive. I think these two bottles were like 20 bucks. Sounds expensive, but these, last for years. Let me show you how this works here. Like I said, you get your CO2 canister. Now, with this CO2 canister, they say it can do 60 liters. These are all liter bottles here. They can do 60 of these. But from what I've read online and seen, you'll probably get more realistically 30 to 50 bottles using this CO2 canister. So let me show you how this works here, and how to put this canister in the machine and make your seltzer water. Okay, so we're going to start off by opening the back of the machine. You just pull on the back here, and this back part comes off. There's a lever back here. What you want to do is just lift that lever up like that. Now on the CO2 canister, you want to take the paper off. There's a cap that protects the end. And that's pretty much it right there. So this is what the end looks like. This is a quick connect end. The old canisters had the thread here. After I show you how this works, I'm going to show you a hack that you can do to refill these here, so you can save money. Alright, so essentially what you're going to do is you're going to put the bottle end in here like this, and just do that. Very, very simple. Okay? Then we're going to put the back on like that, and now we're ready to go. So I put in here water up to there's a line, I don't know if you can see it here in the camera, but there's a line that tells you where to fill the water up to. You want to have a little headspace in there of air or room for the gas to go. So you want to pull this part out like that. You want to push this up into the machine and then bring it back down. You know the bottle's incorrectly when you can basically run your finger across the bottom just like that. So you bring it up and in, and it grabs the bottle basically. No wires, no electricity. It just, just works by pressure. Now they tell you to push, there's a button here on top. They tell you to push that button 3 times for normal fizzy water, 5 times if you want it stronger, and maximum 7 times if you want it really, really fizzy. We're just going to go 3 times. So you 1 second per push, okay? Per time you do it. So we're going to do it 3 times. And then you bring your bottle out. You can hear a little gas escape. And now we have bubbly, fizzy water. Now, if I wanted to make Pepsi, this is the time you do it. You take the cap off, fill it to the line, and then pour it into your bottle here, and then put the cap on it, and then very slowly shake it like this, and you got yourself a bottle of Pepsi, basically. So, we're going to try this out. Now, like I said, I don't drink any type of sugary sodas. We all see the health effects of what happened over these years to people that drink soda. It's not good. Sugary sodas. Lemon juice. I picked these up at Costco. You can pick these up at most any, even health food stores have them. But it's lemon juice, okay? Now what I do is get myself a glass. I pour just about 1/4 inch or so on the bottom of the glass. And that is nice, fizzy. Wow. That is beautiful. Wow, that is really fizzy. That is awesome. Man, oh man. Yeah, I wouldn't want it any stronger than that. That is beautiful. That's nice. It tastes like it almost tastes like a squirt soda. Super, super nice. Of course, you can adjust the fizziness. If you don't like it that fizzy, do it once or twice, for 1 second at a time. They recommend you doing that rather than hold the button down for like 3 seconds. You don't want to do that. As you're putting the CO2 into the water, there is a safety release valve that releases the extra pressure. This is absolutely awesome. Oh, that's refreshing. Also, you'll get more fizz if you keep the, before you do it, keep the water chilled in the fridge. And then make your soda water, and it gets more CO2 into the water. Wow, that is really, really good. All right, I'm going to show you a hack you can do to where you can save yourself some money. All right, let me show you that next. Okay, so the hack I want to show you is to save you some money, but there is an upfront cost. A one-time only upfront cost. So, let me show you that tank again. You want to take it off, just undo it like that, pull it out, and it's done. This is still full, by the way. So, with this little attachment right here, I'm going to put a link to what I'm going to show you in the description under the video where you can pick these up to refill these. Okay. Now, they do have a plan. In fact, on the very back of the machine here, when you use these, you can mail these back to them and they'll send you new canisters through the mail, but it's $17 to charge one of these. Okay. That can be expensive. This could last, from what I've been hearing, about 2 weeks in your machine. If you make, a couple of these a day, it could last you up to 2 weeks, somewhere around there. So, to refill these, you have your option. Okay, this is a 20-pound CO2 canister. There's a lot of places that sell these. Places that stores that supply CO2 to like restaurants and fast food places where they got soda fountain drinks and stuff like that. That's how they recharge, or they make their own soda water and soda drinks. So you can go there. Some welding shops have them. I would suggest just go online and do a Google search in your area. A Google map search also, if you go to Google Map, and then just in your general area in your city, look for CO2 charging places or CO2 tank sales, things like that, and they'll pop up and you can find them. A tank like this, now if you can find a place that refills them, then Amazon they sell these tanks. I'll put a link in the description where you can have your own tank, bring it to the place. They'll refill them for you for roughly 30, 35 bucks, in that range. It could be a little more, a little less. Rather than 17 for just this little thing that'll last you 2 weeks. This should last you a long, long, long time. Now, some places will refill them for you. Other places, like around where I live, they don't have refilling stations, but they do have places where they sell these tanks. And then when my tank is done and it's empty, I'll bring the whole tank there and they just exchange you for another one. And that is $31 around where I live. So when this is empty, I just go bring it. They exchange it for another tank that's full, and it cost me 31 bucks. The initial cost for this tank is roughly $200 to $230, right in that range, depending where you go. And then plus the gas is roughly $30-something. So, you're talking $260, $270, a full tank like this initially, okay? After that, you just bring it in and they exchange it, and it's like $31 where I go. This will save you a lot of money in the long run. If you love your fizzy drinks like I do, and you don't want all that sugar, and you can make your own drinks, like I said, with like that lemon, just putting that little bit of lemon juice down in the bottom and filling that up, oh, it's so refreshing, so nice. So, in order to get this gas inside this, you're going to need this little tool right here, okay? All this is, you take this cap off here, okay? This is a what is it, a CG, or what is it here? Hang on a second. CGA 320 thread. These are standard. Standard thread for a 5-pound tank, a 10-pound, and a 20-pound. I think after that they're a little different. But these have a CGA 320 thread. It's a standard thread. This screws onto here like this. I'm not going to do it because the tank is full. I'll show you what to do. Then you would get this and tighten it with a wrench. Not really, really tight, but just snug it up. You would get your tank, slip it in like this, tighten this little thumb screw here. And in my situation, let me put this down for a second. Now, this is the important part. Some tanks, you got to ask for it. Some tanks come with a siphoning tube in here, and some don't. This does not, okay? And I'll explain why in a second. A siphoning tube is just a tube from where the valve is here. It goes straight down to the bottom, to the middle of the tank, to the bottom, okay? Because right now I got this much liquid CO2 in here, and the rest is just gas, okay? In order to fill this up, if you had the tube in here, the siphoning tube, I can just open this up right now slowly and then fill this up because it's going to be sucking the liquid out of here and into this tank. But since I don't have that siphoning tube, what I would have to do is take this whole thing, put it upside down, connect this, and then when I open it upside down, it'll put the liquid into this tank here. Okay? Hope that's understandable. Let me take this out. Okay. So whenever I need to refill these tanks, I put this on here, turn this whole thing upside down so I get the liquid portion because I don't have the siphoning tube in here. Connect it like I did, and then open this valve up very slowly. And then on the gauge here, I think it's under 1,000 psi. Just stay under there, and it'll fill right up. You don't have to worry about these things blowing up. These things, this is a very high pressure tank like these. So that's how that works. But that's not all. You can also, with this doohickey right here, same deal. I can hook this up to here. Tighten it up with a wrench. Let me unwind this a little bit. This end is identical to the end of the can here, of this CO2 canister. The same exact end. What I would do here is put this in here like this. You can, if you want, you can drill a little hole here at the bottom or a little slot. So when you close this, it comes out of the bottom, or you can have it come out of the bottom. Then I could open this and make my own fizzy drinks and have this down, off the side of your counter somewhere on the floor, or in your counter if it'll fit, with a hole coming out or something. But, use your imagination. This way, rather than lasting 2 weeks, this would probably last you all a year. This way you can have your own fizzy drinks and not depend on these canisters and be dependent only on this here. Now, important, if you're going to use this method, you do not want that tube that runs through here. You want it without the siphon tube. So if you go there, you're going to hook it up this way. You want it without the siphon tube. And if you want to just use this just to refill these, which is fine too, then you would want the siphon tube, or you would have to use this without the siphon tube and flip it upside down so you can get the liquid into here. Okay? I hope that makes sense for you. They do sell also, if you have the old canisters, the ones with the thread on them here, they sell a little attachment that screws onto the old bottles, and it looks just like this, and then you can use it in this machine. They also have this adapter here, which is a CGA 320 that will screw onto a tank, a big tank, and the other end is a TR21 threaded end for your old style CO2 canisters. That way you can refill those using the big tank. So you have many options, and it'll save you a ton of money by purchasing this big tank here. There is, a big upfront cost, of course, but that's only the upfront cost to purchase a tank. Each exchange is roughly in your low $30, $31, $32 roughly. Rather than having to fill these every 2 weeks for $17 or mail them in and stuff like that. It's a big pain in the butt. But I think for now what I'm going to do is just refill these. If you do use this method to run this and just solely run off the tank, I would suggest shutting off the tank every time this is not in use. Because if in the event there is a leak here somewhere and you keep this tank on all the time, it'll leak out, and you don't want that. So open the tank, use it, and then close the tank. I'm talking about the big tank here. So the little tank is probably what I'll end up using, but I'll just keep refilling them. And I'm going to be enjoying my drinks. Oh, that's so good. So refreshing. So I'm going to put a link to this particular model right here. This is the SodaStream Terra. They have another one, looks similar to this, and it's electronic. You can just choose what you want on top. You want it less fizzy, more fizzy, or really fizzy, and it does it all for you. Me personally, that's just a bunch of bells and whistles that I really don't need. And if you have no power, you got no drinks. This works without power. As long as you got water, you can make yourself fizzy drinks anytime you want. Okay, guys, I'm going to put a link in the description to this model, to all the ways to recharge the canister or run it straight off the big tank, the extra bottles, and all this wonderful stuff here in that link under the video. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.